Time I showed up to a speed dating event that I had to apply for, interview for, and pay for, and 3 out of the 8 men at the event were randos that were pulled off the street that day.
I'm still sure they brought more to the table than any of the women that paid to be there.
If you were to do it in a bar, right, there's a chance that the person you're approaching is in a relationship, or they're just not in the mood to talk. I think we've all been there, right? Like, you've gone out with your friends and you're like, this is about me and my friends, this is not about other people tonight. And so I really think going to these dating events is such an untapped opportunity for men. And it's crazy to me because women's tickets for events sell out so quickly all the time. I've seen events where the women's tickets sell out within 15 minutes, and then men's tickets are still available until like an hour before the event. It's crazy.
You know, the great thing about being a man is that you really can survive on your own. You see, men are built with testosterone. We have strength. We have logic. Okay, this is the way that God made us. Okay. Since the Stone Age, right? Since the Stone Age, we have been rendering the earth to our will to create houses, buildings, roads, and other tools. Being alone does not mean that you are happy. However, it is very satisfying to be able to survive. Okay? And that is what so many people nowadays refuse to admit. And this is why men rule the world. Guys, it's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video. I'm here on Angry Guys YouTube channel once again to cover the topic of dating and other social issues. If you haven't heard of me, it's your boy Andy Matrix. Check out my YouTube channel, Andy Matrix Gaming, where I talk about anime, gaming, Japanese culture. Click the link in the description to go ahead and follow me. Guys, make sure to like this video. Make sure to leave a comment below and help us push this video up in the algorithm of YouTube to help other people find it. And also, guys, if you know, you can also find Angry Guy on Rumble. He's uploading new content over there on Rumble. So go, you know, content that's not allowed on YouTube, basically. So go ahead and follow him over there. Check him out on Rumble. And click the link in the description, right? And also, guys, you know, the economy is in shambles. Many people are being laid off. A lot of people are ending up homeless, cannot find another job. The economy is so bad. They're saying that it's much, much worse than, you know, than the Great Depression. Or at least it's at the level of the Great Depression, since we've been losing so many jobs. And people are going to have to find a way to make money, to do their own side hustles, to generate an income. And that's why the Angry Guy created the Content Creator Academy, where you can learn how to build an audience and create a digital product, you know, just like Angry Guy did, and start generating an income for yourself. And say goodbye to the 9-to-5 and be able to survive in this modern, tough world, this new economy that we're living in. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started with the video. Okay, so today we're going to be reacting to the Alpha Central YouTube channel. The title of the video is called "Men Refuse to Attend Singles Event and Women Are Furious." They're absolutely furious, right? It's crazy. So if you've been keeping up with what's been happening, a lot of these singles events, right, these like speed dating events and all this stuff, men are just not showing up. Like a whole bunch of women show up, and then there's only like 2-3 men there, right? So, which is kind of funny because they say that men are the ones that are lonely, men are the ones that are needy and all this stuff. But in these events, the ones that show up the most are women, which goes to show you that there's the ones that are desperate for relationships, while men are either, you know, living alone, saving money, working 2-3 jobs to take care of their finances, or they're just using their passport and getting out of the country, moving it to a society that's more respectful towards, you know, towards men, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what they gotta say about, you know, modern dating. Let's check it out.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're taking a look at when men refuse to attend singles events and women are furious. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course. Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
One time I showed up to a speed dating event that I had to apply for, interview for, and pay for, and 3 out of the 8 men at the event were randos that were pulled off the street that day.
I'm still sure they brought more to the table than any of the women that paid to be there.
If you were to do it in a bar, right, there's a chance that the person you're approaching is in a relationship, or they're just not in the mood to talk. I think we've all been there, right? Like you've gone out with your friends and you're like, this is about me and my friends. This is not about other people tonight. And so I really think going to these dating events is such an untapped opportunity for men. And it's crazy to me because women's tickets for events sell out so quickly all the time. I've seen events where the women's tickets sell out within 15 minutes. And then men's tickets are still available until like an hour before the event. It's crazy.
Men's tickets stay unsold because we're done wasting time on setups that don't benefit us.
So the reason why men's tickets don't sell is because they know what kind of men women are expecting there. Okay, the reason why women go to these places is because they're expecting to find high value man. That's the reason. All right, it's similar to nightclubs. In nightclubs, a girl could, many times a girl can even walk into a nightclub for free. If she looks really good, she can walk in there for free, like no joke. And then of course all the dudes have to pay. So when they go to these speed dating events, it's like they're expecting like a high value man, 6-figure, 6-pack, the 666, the number of the beast type of shit. They're expecting the 666. That's what they're expecting, right? And yeah, so that's why we don't go. That's why we don't go, because we know they're just trying to, basically freeload, get free drinks, get free this, free that, right? And, so it's better to just stay home and save your money than to go out and, just to be rejected, because we know we're just going to be rejected. Like, why go to a place if you know you're just going to be rejected? Why apply to a job that you're going to be rejected? That's the whole point. That's the whole reason.
I love how men are always saying that they want to find a girlfriend, and then we give them the space and the opportunity, and they don't sign up. So we're having a singles mixer, and all the girls' tickets are sold. All of them.
Guys, this is your cue. The women's tickets are sold out. This is your chance.
This is your chance to come and see their entitlement on full display.
I think the biggest issue, which isn't really a We Met IRL issue, it's just that the ratio of men to women in the city is just not fair. I felt like there were so many beautiful, stunning, intelligent Black women, women of color, and there were only just a handful of men that were there. I felt like the ratio was like 7-1, 8-1. And the other issue is that because I'm 31, I'm looking for men who are my age or older. And so with the already small ratio of men that were in attendance, I couldn't tell who was age appropriate for me. I know one guy that I talked to ended up being 27. And I was kind of like, well, all right.
If you're 31, extremely picky, and still going to these events, you're basically choosing to stay single.
Kendra G had a Black singles event in Philly. Black men did not show up. So, I'm in between New York City and Philly, Jersey. Us Black men up here in the Northeast do not want nothing to do with no Black women in Philly. Too masculine, too ghetto, and no. So anyway, Black women were all there. It was like about 50 Black women. No Black men showed up. Kendra G she didn't even go.
The organizer not even showing up tells you everything you need to know about how useless these events are.
Yeah, so in America, one of the most single demographics is the Black woman, okay? And if you want more information about this, just talk to the Black men in America. So in America, a lot of Black dudes, they prefer a Latina, they prefer an Asian woman, they prefer, a snow bunny, which is just a African-American term for a white girl, right? Blonde, blue eyes, all that stuff. Right, so, many times I feel kind of bad for the Black girls. I feel kind of bad for the Black girls in America. But one of the problems, one of the main reason why, nobody wants to date them is because it's just the attitude, man. It's the attitude. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. There was one time, this was before the pandemic, while I was still working in the office. There was a Black girl. She asked me to give her a ride back home, and I did. I gave her a ride, and I was trying to see if I liked her. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, I was trying to see if I like her, if she was somebody that I would like to be with, right? And after like a week, I was still thinking. And then one day we were in the elevator, and in front of people, she kind of just threw a tantrum, right? She just threw a tantrum in the elevator. Like, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Basically, like real childish behavior, and especially social media doesn't really help. Social media doesn't really help with the the behavior of the African American woman, right? I mean, and of course, there's hip hop, right? You got you got figures like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, which honestly it doesn't help either. It doesn't help either because the music is kind of degenerate. Music is kind of degenerate, and a lot of people are getting sick and tired of it. They're getting sick and tired of the degenerate rap music, and the image is just a bad image all over. It's just a bad image altogether. And especially black men, they're just looking for more feminine women that want to be wives, women that want that role. And so the black men, they are the ones that coined the term passport bro. So they go to Mexico, Colombia, Costa Rica, right? They go to Thailand. Thailand has become a popular destination. Vietnam, Philippines, Japan. Japan is another popular destination. Philippines. I myself got me a Filipina. I got me a Filipina, and man, she is a dreamboat. She is dreamy. She is dreamy. I want to marry this woman, right? Um, but yeah, you just listen to the black dudes. Listen to the black dudes. And again, of course, this doesn't apply to every single black woman out there. But social media and entertainment has created this image where, like, everybody just kind of sees black girls as kind of like ratchet. And so that's why in America, they are some of the most single females out of all of them, you know? And guys, not only are relationships absolutely horrible in today's world, but also the economy is in absolute shambles. There's been about 5 million layoffs, probably more. The news is not really giving us real numbers. But there's been so many layoffs and companies, leaving America and just it's been really depressing. People that lose their jobs, they cannot find another job, and we're gonna have to start finding ways to make money, without a job, and it's going to get really hard. It's going to get difficult, and and what better place to make money on the internet? So we're gonna see a lot more people going to the internet just to try and make money, and which is why the Angry Guy created the Content Creator Academy, right? And this is where Angry Guy is going to teach you how to build an audience online, build an audience and create a digital product where you can start selling and generate an income for yourself and say goodbye to the 9 to 5. And by the way, if you sign up through the link below, you will get a free guide, right? So click the link in the description, guys. So to check out Angry Guy's Content Creator Academy and start building your online business today. Now, let's get back to the video.
Why aren't men going to speed dating events? Why do I keep seeing this on my feed? Or what are we doing here? Are you kidding me? Of course we're not going to speed dating events. What is this, the 90s? We have the apps now. That is speed dating. What are you talking about? Why would we leave and go pay a cover charge somewhere when we just sit on our couch and speed date the out of the whole city? And also, with the whole charging the men and women get in free.
Why are the ones who clearly need this event the ones getting in for free while the men couldn't care less?
So, just reached the event. Waiting for Olivia.
Barbara's Bear House. I'm gonna find my husband tonight. How's it going so far? Hi, my name's Olivia, and I'm on a speed date. I spoke to 3 guys, and they're all a no from me. I'm not doing this again. The answer is no.
This event looks like it was ghosted by that area's entire male population.
Yeah, so like the old dude, like the old white guy was saying, what's the point of going to a speed date if now we got the apps? That's the whole point of the apps, right? The whole point of the apps is to basically go through as many people as possible, many girls as possible, and at least find one to go on a date with. That was the whole point of Tinder, right? Just swipe, going through as many people as possible. Because at the end of the day, dating is a numbers game. It really is. You really have to go through a number of people to find the right one. So going to these speed dating events is kind of a waste of time because, us guys, we know on the dating apps, we get rejected like crazy. Okay. We get rejected all the time. Right? All the time. So, and that's on the apps, right? That's on the apps. So going to a speed dating event, it's like you're just gonna get rejected in person. That's what's happening. You're going to get rejected in person. You know, that's the whole point. That's why we don't go. And on top of that, it's similar to the nightclub life. You know, some girls are gonna expect you to buy them a drink and spend money on them. You know, like the whole spoiled attitude, right? So in that same amount of money that you're spending, I don't know, you could do something else, something more fun. I don't know, spend it on a video game or something. Spend it on an RPG on Final Fantasy. You know, yeah, is the truth.
Went to a dating party at the weekend and it's made me never want to date again, and this is why. So we all know the dating apps suck. So I had it in my head that in-person dating events was going to be the way I meet somebody. But on reflection, I actually think they pose a lot of the same problems that dating apps do. I've done a few speed dating events in the past and I knew I didn't really like that because it's such low chances of success. Only ever going to be like 10 men there. And I think out of maybe 6 speed dating events I've done, I only liked and went on dates with 2 of the men from it. So it just doesn't really feel worth it. So then I was like, let's give dating parties a try, because at least there's a lot more people and you go and you just mingle. So I went on Saturday. The event itself was actually pretty well organized. There was loads of people there. The venue was really nice. But the problem is, you're a traditional woman who wants to be pursued like I am. And I also met a really nice lady there and she was the same as me and she wanted men to approach her. Good looking guys are not going to approach you at those events.
I want you to post about dating in your 40s. Places for people to hang out. Heck, play matchmaker yourself. We all know the apps are stale. I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. 4 years ago, I tried hosting a singles event in Vegas. I tried playing matchmaker. Would you like to know what happened? The same thing that happens on the dating apps. All the girls went after the same 2 or 3 guys and ignored all the other guys there who weren't as perfect or handsome or rich as the other guys. It's the same reason that dating apps are stale. Girls don't want guys on their level. They want guys who are better. But all the guys who are better are already married because girls don't let those kind of men go. They lock them down in their 20s, which means the only men who are going to show up to a dating event are the same men who are on the dating app. They're either guys that you guys didn't want to marry in your 20s, or they're guys who like to take advantage of how desperate single women are once they reach their 30s and 40s. That's it. That's who you're going to get. And you guys won't accept that, and you're going to call me an asshole, which is why I'll never do a dating event again until you guys are willing to accept reality and accept where your standards might be nowadays. Dating is going to continue to be impossible, whether I set it up or somebody else sets it up.
So this man basically just reconfirmed exactly what I said. Like, what is the point? It's just like the dating apps. You go on the dating apps and you have to swipe a million times to get one match. But I think in real life it's probably even worse. I think it's even worse in real life because you see, on the internet, which is, using apps and stuff, social media, like Tinder and all these things, right? Everybody's brave. Everybody's brave on the internet. Okay, I'm guilty of that myself. So, everybody's brave. Everybody's brave on the internet. Everybody's brave on the apps. So, that's why guys get rejected there. And a girl might send you one message after 3 messages, she gets bored, moves on, right? But in real life, people are actually more shy. People are too afraid to talk to somebody. People are shy in real life. No matter how brave they seem on the internet, in real life they are really shy. Right? So in real life, they might go to these places, to these dating events, and they'll sit there waiting for somebody to approach them, and nobody will. Right? At this point, I think the girls should just go up to the guys and approach the guys. Because the fact of the matter is that these speed dating events is mainly women there, right? There's like 100 women and 2-3 dudes, right? And like the guy said, unless women are able to accept reality, right? Accept reality and start lowering their standards, which is not going to happen. It's not going to happen because women want a man that's better than them, that makes more money than them, better than them, all these things, right? They don't want a guy that's at their level. Nobody wants to date at their level anymore. It's not like in the early 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, right? in those golden years, those golden decades, where people date at their level. You know, a doctor that was making $80,000, $100,000 a year, he would marry somebody at his job, basically one of the nurses, right? If you work in an office making $40,000 a year, you would marry somebody in the office, right? Somebody that works with you, like maybe, I don't know, maybe Suzanne that works as a secretary or a paper pusher, right? You know, maybe she was making 30,000 instead of 40,000, and you would marry her, right? People would marry at their level. People knew where they stood, but now because of social media, they think, oh, I deserve better. For what exactly? You deserve better for what?
It's easy for women to blame men when it comes to dating events, but it's a lot harder for them to admit their expectations are delusional.
Okay, I have a question for all of the single straight men. What are you doing? Because every single day, I walk out of my front door to the most beautiful, gorgeous, just goddesses of women walking around living their best life like they're just not heaven on earth. So what are you doing? Why are you fumbling the bag? Why are you single? Why are you not just snatching up all of these amazing, beautiful, smart, educated women? Because they're everywhere I look. Get it together.
Because men are done dealing with women who think every hello is harassment.
Women only want to date at their convenience, maybe. How about instead of going to an event for dating, you simply approach a man you like that isn't already in a relationship? I asked the internet, why don't men go to dating events like speed dating, singles events, mixers, all that kind of stuff? Now, to be fair, I did have a little tongue-in-cheek action with my post by saying, why y'all don't go to these events? Y'all scared or something? And the truth is that, like, you could be scared, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm scared. I haven't been to a speed dating event to participate. I've gone to cover it as an influencer. But as an introvert, the idea of going to those social settings and then mixing it in with dating, it scares me. But kudos to the people who actually do it, both men and women, because they want to try. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the comments were unhelpful. We have better things to do than to be analyzed by gold-digging narcissists. Means you are all invaluable, worthless liabilities. Y'all hate men so much. Got me wondering, why not date and marry women? Good riddance.
Men don't fear the events. We fear the entitlement and delusion women bring to them. Maybe if you dropped your ridiculously high standards, you'd have more success.
Man, this dating world is just getting crazier and crazier. Everyone's just trying new things, throwing the wall, hoping it sticks. But I recently saw this restaurant. They were having a promotion for speed dating. And I was a little skeptical about it, but I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And, you know, I'll be honest, guys. I don't recommend it. And it was actually kind of fucked up. Because I ended up showing up, and I was the only one on speed, and no one else was. I looked ridiculous. So stupid.
I'm, not so sure this guy went to the right place.
Speed dating part 2. So earlier today, like literally 5 hours ago, I posted a video talking about how I'm going speed dating for the first time and telling y'all my concerns with the event because I'm convinced that there are not going to be men at this event. So rewind, before I actually bought my ticket to this speed dating event, I hit up my friend who is friends with the guys that are organizing this event. And I told him my concerns, and I was like, bro, like, I don't think that there's going to be men at this event. Like, I don't want to buy these tickets. So he contacts the organizer of the event, and the organizer sends him a message back like, bro, don't worry, like, don't worry, it's going to be great. Like, we're taking longer to find guys because we're being more picky with the guys because women have higher standards. Like, okay, cool. And if we can't find 50 guys, like, we will refund their money. So, like, it's nothing lost. So I'm like, okay, bet. Like, I'm in good hands either way. Okay, so fast forward to today. So I'm sitting in Aldo, and I'm like trying on the shoes. I'm like, oh yeah, look good. My legs look good. I'm about to be stunning in this dress. So I sit down, I have the shoes on, I pull out my phone, and I'm like, oh girl, let me just show you. I have a photo of the dress in my email. Like, let me show it to you. So I open my email. Why, when I open my email, do I get a refund notice? I got a refund email for my tickets. The event is on Friday, and I sent a story. I sent it because I saw it on their story today. I sent their story to my friend because they were still trying to recruit guys, and I was like, girl, it's not looking good. Like, they're really still on their story trying to recruit guys. And it looks like they officially gave up today.
If the women who attend these events are anything like this lady, I understand why men are staying away.
It's very obvious by now that these speed dating events is not going to fix the dating culture in America, because we don't have a dating issue. We have a morality issue. Okay, we have a morality issue. We have a cultural issue. This is cultural. Okay, this is cultural. This is moral, right? That's the problem here. And also, just so many people just being absolutely delusional. Japan has tried this. Japan has tried to fix the birth rate with this. Japan has done speed dating events. They've done these types of events in Japan, and the Japanese don't want to date themselves. They don't want to date each other, right? It doesn't work in Japan, right? Within their own country, within their own culture. And mind you, in Japan, okay, life is actually more affordable. In Japan, you could work at a ramen shop making ramen noodles for $12 an hour and still afford your own apartment. You can't do that in America, right? So in Japan, it's very doable, right? But in Japan, this type of thing is not working either. It's not working here in the West either. This is a cultural problem. It's in the human psyche. You understand? It's the main reason. The main reason why these speed dating events don't work is because it's just the standards are way too high. This on the women's side, right? The standards are just way too high, and they are expecting, they're looking for something that is not, that have a 1% chance of finding, right? They have a 1% chance of finding, and they're going in trying to take more than they can give. That's the problem. Back in the day, average people would marry average people and try to work things out for the long term. And the problem now is nobody thinks they're average. Nobody wants to be average, and nobody believes that they're average. Right? It's an inflated ego. Right? So I think, call me crazy, but I think the only way to fix this is not only culturally, morally, but also with shame. Bring back some shame into the culture. So I think that would fix it. I think that will make a lot of changes, honestly.
No, ma'am. It's called being delusional and unwanted.
I'm giving a hot take on singles mixers because I think a lot of them are full of and they don't care about all their customers. I have been to multiple ones before, and every time I go, either you have to spend $40 and nothing's included, you spend $40 and you don't meet anybody, you spend $40 and the event is unorganized and just like you're standing there looking like a lost puppy the whole time. Now, a lot of these events the same people go to, so that's also kind of annoying to me. Yes, it's cool to make friends, but I also am at the age where I'm like, okay, I have enough friends, I just want my partner at this point. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people are just there more so to find someone to hook up with because they don't have intellectual conversations with people, and they end up just sticking to one person the whole night and not exploring other people. And that's on the host, in my opinion, because there's usually way too many women and not enough men. So yeah, I don't think spending $40 on a singles mixer is worth it. And I also tend to end up leaving with lower self-esteem. And I'd rather just stay home and read a book and hang out with my dog, because I'm not driving an hour, she just yawned, an hour to go to singles mixers because there's none in my area.
It's crazy how the moment she has to spend money, it's suddenly a problem. Men have been doing that forever.
I went to a Christian singles event, and here's why I think we're doomed to be single for the rest of our lives. That was a bit dramatic, but let me tell my story. So I went to singles night at Union Church's Charlotte campus. Now, I don't go to that church, but I started following Pastor Stephen since he was a guest pastor at my church earlier this month. And when I found out that he was writing a book on dating and relationships, I was interested because, listen, your girl could use some divine intervention in that area. But I'll be honest, I didn't want to go at first. I figured it's a Christian singles event. There's going to be 11 women there and like 2 men. Plus, they were advertising it as a conversation that you wouldn't expect to have at church. And I thought, I've heard enough of those modern dating and relationship podcasts. I don't need to hear any more, especially not with a biblical spin. Instead of having meaningful conversations about finding and building Christ-centered relationships, the event was a Q&A about superficial stuff, like mostly whether to settle for someone who does not earn 6 figures. Like, that seemed to be the hot topic of the night. People were asking that same question over and over again. And honestly, all that I took from it was that we're focused on the wrong things.
Sounds like the only day where you won't be going to church to find God. Just disappointment.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with her, especially here in America. And I think it's mainly in America. In my, it seems like it's mainly in America where like we have this issue where like the churches they don't really teach you to go for these values, right? They don't really tell you, oh, go after a man that loves God, go after a man that will love you, that will take care of you, and all these things, right? These traditional virtues, right? So if you go into a church and they're still talking about the same thing, marrying a man that makes a 6-figure income, which by the way is only 5% of the population. And now I think it's even less with all these layoffs. With all these layoffs, I think that 5% probably went down to like 2%. So yeah, so even these churches, they're not really teaching women like what to look for except money, right? It's like if even churches are talking about this and basically reiterating the same thing, then it's freaking hopeless. It's freaking hopeless because the church is supposed to be, the moral standing of society, of Western society, but it's not, even because even the churches have been corrupted. I mean, I've heard things where like churches do money laundering, right? I mean, there's people that they're not even, they're fake Christians. They're fake Christians, kind of like the mega churches, like Joe Osteen. They're fake Christians, right? And they just want your money, and they use the church as a tax write-off, like just for money laundering. So at this point, I really do think if the churches are not about God and Jesus Christ, then they should start paying taxes. Churches should start paying taxes, and when they do, they're gonna go out of business, which I think will be interesting to see. Right, it will be interesting to see, but even the churches are not helping. It's really sad. It's really pathetic, honestly.
Where are all the single men in St. Albans? I'm hosting a singles comedy night next Wednesday, and I'm completely sold out of women's tickets. So guys, I need you.
Single guys in New York City, this is for you. Monday, April 7th, 6:45 p.m., Rumble, Upper East Side. I am hosting a singles workout class and mixer. The women's tickets have sold out, which means there are a ton of women and not enough men yet. So we need you. We want you.
Men are avoiding these events because it's just a parade of unrealistic expectations and no one's signing up for that circus.
People will continue to arrive to Maeve until 4 p.m. After that, we're going to have a DJ here, Roman Truth from Mexico City. So if you want to still get to...
All right, update on speed dating. There is no update. It was what you would expect it to be in 2024. So the event was at a bar in town, the bar was open to the public, and there just wasn't really real structure. First off, 13 girls, 8 guys. The guys range from 25 to like, I'm not kidding. Like there was one man in his like 50s, which whatever, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, there was like no structure because it was open to the public. Like usually you think of speed dating as like sitting at tables and like it's structured, whatever. And this was just kind of like a bar all over, as you can kind of see from that first video. And it was like, it wasn't like, okay, this is the rotation. It was just like, if a guy thought you looked cute, he would just go up and sit with you. It wasn't like, okay, you're going here next, then you're going here next. It was just free flow, whatever. So yeah, it was just interesting. And yeah, don't know if I'd ever do it again. Nothing came of it, and that's the update.
No structured lineup of men choosing you. That's called normal life. It's trying to tell you that you should have settled according to your standards instead of being miserable right now.
So in my last video, I talked about how I deleted all the dating apps and I was trying to explore like a more organic way of dating somebody. And this is so typically my luck, you can't even write it. So I booked to go speed dating as like a hybrid between the dating apps and meeting someone in person. So I booked to go to it in my city on the 21st of March, okay? So the day before, Wednesday the 20th, I get a text message from the company saying, we've had some cancellations for the event. We no longer have enough people to run it. We're going to have to postpone the event to May. And it was like the 22nd or something of May. I'm like, that's an entire 2 months from this event. It's... So it's like, even though I'm trying to do this more organic approach, the universe is just like, no, honey, not for you. It's not your time yet. It's just such my luck.
Okay, so I found out that you actually have to go outside to like meet people, right? So me being the spontaneous person that I am, I signed up for this like random like speed dating thing on the south side of Chicago. It was like a masquerade party, right? So I get in this thinking like, yeah, what is that? And ain't no it's just maybe like 2, and then like my uncle's age, and there's nothing but women here, and I'm just like, damn it, how do you meet men in Chicago? Like all I do is go to the gym and work out, and that's it, and travel here and there, but like it's so hard to like meet men, and like this is why I told myself I would never go to one of these events because I feel like there's just going to be only women here.
The truth is, the men women like this are aiming for aren't sitting at speed dating tables. They already have options, and unfortunately, you're not one of them.
There's this white guy on here, and he's running like a speed dating cornhole league, and watching his journey to discovering that speed dating and dating events in general are such an unbelievable waste of time is insane. It's like the count is silly pickles, and I don't know if the events that this guy is doing was always targeted towards dating or not, but now he's doing like speed dating, and I've been seeing his journey right over the last like few months, and his absolute frustration with the fact that no matter what he does, he can't seem to get any single men. Like when the journey started, he was like, yeah, I have this like singles cornhole league where, you know, I have all the women have signed up already. Can't really get enough men to sign up, you know. So if you know any men, you know, single men, tag them below. And there's all these women in the comments saying like, yeah, it's not gonna happen, dog. And he's just like, no. He's like, he started paying, like offering like a referral fee to like women who could get men to sign up. And when that didn't work, he like was pushing out like paid ads like crazy. Like he could not get dudes to sign up for this speed. And it's crazy because now he's just like, I understand the frustration of women in like your late 20s and your 30s and why you have like such just frustration dating, because he's like, I can't even get men to sign up to this cornhole league where I can guarantee tons of single women. Like they're just, it should not be this hard.
Nobody's signing up to be humbled by women who aren't even close to average.
A woman made a video saying when she goes to events that it's dominated by women, 70 to 80%. She said, black men, can you give me answers why you don't go? What I'm gonna say is satire, it doesn't have anything to do with me. Women can't continue to get on the internet and demonize men and say, when we're out, never approach us ever, and think that won't happen. Imagine as a man, you were just scrolling on the internet for days, weeks, or whatnot, and then you just came across so many videos of women saying, oh my God, men, leave us alone. Don't talk to us, don't approach us. When we're out, we just want to have fun with the girls. At some point, they'll say, Okay, you got it.
It's funny how the women who made approaching them a crime are now wondering why nobody's showing up.
Yeah, you know what? In my opinion, there's no fixing this. I mean, there is a way to fix this, but I mean, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? You know, to change the culture, there's so many things you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to change, you know, the music. You know, so ratchet music has to go. TV shows that are like, you know, they have all this DEI and feminist messaging has to go. The laws have to change. Just so many things will have to change for people to feel comfortable having children again. So many things will have to change, you know, and also, you know, the economy. Also think about the economy, you know. Well, actually, no, the economy doesn't really matter as much because there's people in poor countries that still have kids being poor. You know, poor people have more kids than rich kids. So that's how you know it's not really a money problem. It's not really a money problem. If poor people in Africa and in other countries, in Latin America, if they have children while being poor and still able to manage, then it's not really a money issue. It's something else, right? But I don't know, man. I don't think, something tells me that nobody wants to change this. No, I think people are just really comfortable at this point, and unless we have a complete collapse, which I do think is coming with the economic collapse in 2026, unless we have a complete collapse, I don't think it's going to get better. I don't think people are going to change their mind. I don't think people are going to, you know, humble themselves, let's just say. So yeah, but hey, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, it's your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed, baby.